Damn, I forgot how fucking fire that intro was. Woo! Good old Pandora's box. Now, as long-time viewers know, and not so long-time viewers probably wouldn't know, Pandora's box was started by Mikey Sutton, the late great Mikey Sutton. He was my co-host on this show, along with Retro Nerd Girl. Where you at, Retro? We got to get back together one day and make another episode of this. But this is a special edition of Dun 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 Pandora's Box because this shit fucking happened, man. We had been here doing this shit on the side. Well, not me on the side, Skywalker the Jedi and Leon, Austin, the rest of the cool table. If some of you don't know, new time viewers here, I'm a part of a group called the Cool Table with Skywalker the Jedi, who's featured in this thumbnail. If you look, the dude up in the corner, the other black dude besides Cyborg, he's up in the corner looking down, laughing at all these haters, hating the fact that this, let me find it for y'all, this now is sold. It happened. Not only did Netflix buy the Snyderverse, they bought the whole damn bank, like Bruce said in the BVS to Clark. I bought the bank. So they can't do shit now. We got the whole fucking thing. WB is completely owned by Netflix. Yeah, I know there's other things, Dill's got to go through, but this shit always happens. It's not going to not happen. Money wins. That's the name of the game nowadays, and that's just how it goes. And for these companies to compete, they have to get together and merge, and you'll see more of this happening too, I'm sure, down the road. Whether companies, because you cannot survive on your own now, you have to merge with these big tech companies to make these big IPs possible. So, yes, it is sold. Sold Snyderverse to Netflix. Sold ZSJL to Netflix. We were trying to get it sold. Well, trying to get it sold. That sounds more proper. And it did. So, shouts out, first of all, to Skywalker and Leon for really just spearheading this thing and just making it happen. They were the ones who came up with these hashtags because there was really no hope left when if you're a Snyder fan. You fucking tell them, Sin. You fucking nerds. Let's say it right. You fucking nerds are finally gonna learn. So there was no fucking hope, really, left for Snyder. Restore the Snyderverse. That whole thing failed. WB didn't restore shit. They're gonna have to, lack of a better word, restore it now because their bosses want the Snyderverse just today. As a matter of fact, people are saying, "Oh, Zack Snyder burned Netflix. Rebel Moon flopped, and this and that and that." And Zack Snyder's over here posting pictures of what was it, Wonder Woman 1884? I forget whatever it was, but the Wonder Woman sequel he wants to make with Gal. And then Gal Gadot fucking yesterday posting her tryout for BVS, which she knocked it out of the park apparently. Dude, this shit's happening. These people wouldn't be posting this stuff to just go embarrass themselves and not let it happen. They got the inside info, not these fucking scoopers and one 1854. Thank you, Sin. Hey, Mama Bear, what's going on? We're back. And we're doing this because we fucking won. We fucking won. So I just want to say that. But they're not going to post all these things. Zach's been posting the hell out of DC stuff. Hey, Sergeant. Good to see you here. Shinobi. Yeah, this is a metal show. This is Pandora's Box. So if you came here to hear some fucking death metal and black metal or whatever the case, not happening today. This is a Pandora's Box special edition because victory is ours. And I'm very happy and excited. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of everyone who stuck it out. Because, dude, this shit is funny. It really showed, true colors of people and the bullshit of the world, and a lot of people, fell off, showed their true colors, never were really into it. They just wanted to be, hashtag heroes, or wanting to be, I don't know, but this side over here, the sell side, we stay true to the message. Oh shit, fucking Max. I need some Snyder Bros on your channel tonight. Yeah, tell all them motherfuckers, I'm gonna cuss my ass off. Tell them, let them know, Max, that they can take that massive L they got last night, and they can shove it up their ass. The ones, and you know who I'm talking about, Max. All them motherfuckers who always gave us such a hard time. I don't even know why. Just because this threatened their vaginas so much. Or penises, and let's be fair. Why they gave us such a hard time, because we just wanted the Snyderverse. I know you abandoned all hashtags, and that's on you, brah. I didn't. I believed in the cell, and it was just more than a hashtag. Obviously, it's a concept, But what happened now is like beyond our wildest fucking dreams when this started. We were just trying to get the Snyderverse. Yes, it's an IP. All these guys trying to say bullshit about it. No, it's an IP. They could have licensed it out. But little did we know they had bigger plans down the road. Fucking Josh. Now this dude right here is one of the best out there. He is true to it. He's stuck true to it. He's always had the cell movements back, and we had his. Josh, I met you for that Flash movie premiere. That was awesome. I had a good time. You're just a cool dude. Yeah, I'm not talking about you, Max. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. The ones who just total assholes about it all the time. Mike G is taking over. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. All right, well, okay. Just Sin Havoc is another one who always stay true. Okay. Colbert saying a group of 9 to 13 people aren't going to sell the Snyderverse to Netflix. Okay, that's fine. What's up, Toasted Goat? Rebel Moon, what's up, Curly Ray? Yes, it is. And I'm going to get into that because there's a lot of bullshit talk. We need some guitar for Celebration. Maybe I'll plug in later. See if we get any guests. I didn't plan on going live in the middle of the day today. Google it, laugh my ass off. I might have missed something, but dude, we're gonna get into all that. Necron, who recently got fired. Yeah, he did get fired, didn't he? Oh shit, Mike G's in the house. He has probably no clue what I'm talking about. That's all good. Yeah, what's up, Austin? Good to see you. Hey, there's a link in the Cool Table chat too. If anybody from the Cool Table wants to join, or whoever else got a link, check your messages on the X. I sent them. I want it all. Have Gunn and Zach work together. I don't care. Like, only barrier is created. Yeah, well, Gunn didn't want to work with Zach apparently because he didn't want any of his shit to be out. So I don't know if that olive branch will be extended out to Max. Then that's on Gunn. Gunn, by the way, went after all the Snyder bros right off the bat. So that's on Gunn. He didn't want to work with us. Called us fractured, And I think at first we were all like, not all of us, and not Leon. I'm not going to put Leon, but most of us were like, oh, let's see what this guy has to offer, Maybe we'll get a pocket universe to finish off the Zacks. I think all that's off the table now. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? But these are just my personal opinion. I haven't slept, bro. Yeah, you probably fit up. Oh, tonight, Skywalker Entertainment It's going to be the big celebration. So keep your eyes peeled to Skywalker's channel. That's SKII Walker. If you don't know, it might even make it members only. I think he was saying that, but I don't know. But this is just a little tailgate fun, a little shit talking, a little everybody just getting together and enjoying the whole thing happening. Gunn called the Dark Knight trilogy trash. Well, see, that's Gunn in a nutshell. Of course, he would think that's trash, and he probably thinks anything with Batmite was the greatest thing he ever read. So who cares, you know? The tides are turning. Chat is members only, probably, but okay, there you go. The greatest Jedi. Yeah, the Skywalker was, you know, it's fucking funny because he was the new hope, right? Just like Luke was in the fucking Star Wars. Skywalker brought this whole new ideal to the table to sell it to Netflix. He was, and everybody's like, yeah, why not? Why, you know, we've seen other things happen. So we just rolled with it because we believed in it. And we're going to backtrack now. Because I've been hearing a lot of people saying, oh, Netflix don't want to work with Zach because he burned them. Grace Randolph talking some nonsense. Zach burned Netflix. Somehow he burned him with Rebel Moon, even though he got the subscriptions up. They had the biggest addition of subscriptions in the fourth quarter of the year of when Rebel Moon was released. So, and number one movie on Netflix for how many times? Got 4 films out of one budget. So I don't see how that's a burn. But in my mind, Grace Randolph, as usual. Yeah, not just her, but all these shows are running with this. When Netflix was starting to release the Zach projects, this is also the time when we started hearing rumors of Netflix looking into acquiring WB. So, like, Zach stuff was launching right when this stuff started coming into play, because some people think that this stuff is like you can snap your fingers and it happens. No, it's a tedious process of buying, you know, a major studio, and I would say WB is probably the biggest studio there is. So it doesn't happen overnight. It takes, you know, kind of years for things to fall into place. So I believe, in my mind, Netflix went to Zach and said, hey, not only are we looking to, you know, get your DC stuff back, we're looking to get the whole damn enchilada. And they probably told Zach, hey, you might, I'll leave that up while I talk. So what do you want to do, Zach? Do you want to pause what we're doing with you and keep this money, these budget, because they're huge budgets for these type of things, and keep it in play on the back burner, and we'll get DC back for you, and you can do your DC stuff? Or do you want to move forward with your current projects, but then that could jeopardize you, you know, having your DC projects done, because you're going to have to be committed to these other projects on Netflix? Zach probably thought about it, goes, you know what? I want to finish my DC. Because he can always come back and revisit his other project, Rebel Moon, which I honestly believe he's going to. I just think everything was paused because this had to happen. So all you people are saying that all his projects were canceled on Netflix and they hate him and all that. Netflix said the more Zach, the better. Netflix loves Zack Snyder, and this is their biggest gamble, is probably to get this DC back. I mean, there's no losing out here, and all these fear mongering about Netflix is going to destroy Hollywood. Hollywood destroyed itself. It ain't Netflix's fault. Netflix is probably going to improve this shit. That's what I think. I think the old Hollywood fucking ran its course and ruined itself, and it's good that some new blood's coming in that's not connected with all that old shit, and going to clean it up, and we're going to get movies back. Zaslav, dude, is a smart guy. Even though, like, a lot of people hate him, he also knew that he was if Paramount took it, he was going to be out the door. They weren't going to keep him on. They want to run everything. So he made a deal where he's still like a figurehead for WB. So he gets to stay on too. And he sold it. And he gets to stay on. He still gets to be Mr. Hollywood. But the buck does not stop with him now. It stops with the ownership of Netflix. So he kind of like played his cards right too in this whole thing. So good shout out. Yeah, Zaslav got a $5 million retirement package, but he's going to stick around a while. And you know what? Netflix would be smart to let him stick around, just in the sense that they have a figurehead for WB, keep the everything that they had in motion rolling. So it's going to be good stuff. Now, what is old? Yeah, Rebel Moon. Yeah, I agree with you. But we're not going with restored over here, Max. We're going with Snyderverse sold Netflix. Well, I don't know for sure, but those restored people gave us a hard time too. So not all of them, but I would say 90%. So they can do their own thing too. But it was not restored. It was sold, motherfuckers. All right. Yeah, has to stay for about 2 to 5 years transitioning parent. Yeah, he's just going to be a figurehead at this point, but he loves that Hollywood, going to the Lakers game in the front row and being Mr. Hollywood and having his big shindig. So whatever on that, fine, as long as Zack Snyder gets his Snyderverse back. I don't care. I don't even know if they have plans to end it. Like, it's one or two scenarios. Either Netflix just takes the Snyderverse and that's going to be just the continuity they're going with forever till it's time to reboot, or if they plan on ending the Snyderverse but letting it end properly, not just leaving us with a fucking awesome cliffhanger with Darkseid getting ready to say let's invade and nothing happens. No, come on, we got to finish that. And it's going to be a big flex to say, oh yeah, Zach's back here on Netflix. Watch out, because the Cell movement, we've been watching this, and everything just pointed towards this is the logical conclusion of what was going to go on with WB. That they had the money. You can say all these scenarios you want, but who brings the most money to the table, wins, and that's what Netflix did. What's up, Jamar? Yes, sure, we are having a great day. What does Austin have to say? Yeah, you're correct. That needs to be, because I've been hearing that in a lot of the talk too. That is merged and they acquired. They own it. They're not merging with shit. They own it. They're going to be the ownership. So Netflix owns WB. A New Hope. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. All right, let me backtrack up in the chat, see if I missed anything. But yeah, I heard some crazy stuff today saying that they fired all of Netflix's management that had anything to do with Zack Snyder because Rebel Moon was such a terrible disaster for the company, and that's just not true. Look at the results. It was did fantastic for a new IP too. It didn't have no Star Wars or DC or anything legs stood on its own. It's not a takeover evil either. They fucking acquired it like a hungry hippo. Fucking hungry hippos. Do you think the Kali animated short will get announced in a few days? Not familiar. I'm posering out on that on you, Curly. But I think a lot of things are going to start being announced soon. So if that's something you want, be on the lookout. And Caps just emphasized, sorry, a lot of people are unwillingly confused. Acquired. Game over. Mama Bear says, if Rebel Moon was such a disaster, why would they make a video game or VR centers? No shit. Why would they, as they like to say, kick a fucking dead horse, right? If this thing was such a flop, why would they still be promoting it with events, video games, and all that? Why? Because they're all capping over there. They're lying. Rebel Moon was a hit for Netflix. And you're probably going to see more of it now, so go cry a mountain of tears in the river down by the van. I said that all fucked up. Announcements beginning April 2026, spring quarter. That's just around the corner. Get ready. Get ready. Yeah, that's our buddy Curly Ray, man. Dennis. Rebel Moon is not dead. Army of the Dead is not dead. I'm telling you, it was all just pause because, let's be real, the Snyderverse is a big fucking deal. So getting it back and getting Zack back on board was top priority for Netflix. All this other noise you're hearing, this disinformation trying to ruin the good times you're about to have. Don't pay attention, because a lot of them, their ecosystem is destroyed now. They don't know what they're going to do now, because all these people were shills for, the old WB network and the way they did things. Maybe some of them stay on. Maybe some don't. Who knows? But they're threatened. And when people are threatened, they lash out. I don't care. It was all about getting Zack back, was Austin saying. Listen, if you don't work for a major studio, let's not try to give any advice on what should and shouldn't happen. You all are going to just enjoy. They got it first. Stop with the bullshit. List off jump. Yeah, they're just lying and capping. You, sir, never wavered. Never fucking wavered. Netflix talks to RMT like Jimmy too, for real. That's right. Rebel Moon Theory, man. Been putting in work. I would say probably the biggest Rebel Moon fan out there. And they should fucking talk with him. He rules. And one of the coolest cosplayers out there. Okay, this is another question that normies. Netflix do physical media, or WB stuff gonna be rare? Netflix will re-release physical media. They'll partner up. But I don't think Netflix has any plans of stopping what WB does, like physical media. There's a market out there for it, and if there's a market, they're gonna sell it. So I don't think all that. We all know most physical media, even prior to this, isn't what it used to be. Let's be real. Let's be real. It ain't, right? It should be. I love physical media. Look, right here. I just got comics and metal stuff. Got a mountain of CDs behind me. I have a box full of DVDs and Blu-rays that I had to unpack after my incident at the house. So, yeah. But if it's going to be something that sells, fuck yeah, they're going to put it out on physical media. Stop this whole, they're not going to put them in the movies no more. Oh, well, you know what? There's really no point sometimes of movies being in the theaters after like 6 or 7 weeks. So, you know what? There's 3 people in the theater. So, yeah, they might stop doing that. And that, might suck. I'm a movie guy. I love going to movies. But at the same time, movie going too has just gotten outrageous. The tickets are really high. And then you go to the concession stand and you're down like $50, $60, $70. It shouldn't cost that much to go. Movies is something cheap. It was something meant to be cheap. Netflix, they just might save the movie industry. All you crazy people over here saying they're going to destroy the movie. No, man. You just wait. They got big plans. They didn't invest in this just to fucking flop. So wait. Yes, he does. He deserves a plaque in the Snyderverse fandom. Yeah, see? Certain movies, like, yeah, not every damn thing comes out on Netflix deserves to be put out on physical media, but high profile, yeah, the Frankenstein. I need to finish that too. I watched the first half. Look, they already said seasons 3, 4, and 5 of Stranger Things are coming to Blu-ray. So everybody, calm your britches. Their top shelf programs will be on Blu-ray, and now they got the whole network in place to do it. You know, they have WB has its own Blu-ray pressing, so it just makes their life easier. Here's Mama Bear. The antitrust thing is bullshit. You can't tell me Ellison's collecting studios like Pokemon doesn't count as antitrust. No kidding. They're over here, you know, like, hey man, you just got Skydance and Paramount, and now you want to. They wanted to own CNN. They wanted to control the narrative going out over the airwaves and put their spin into the film industry and all that too. Well, it didn't happen. Sorry. Cry Me a River. Netflix won because they had the money. Yes, he did. It was part of his I understand he had a deal in hand. There you go, Austin. They started with physical medias in your fucking mailbox. It was true. That's another thing. I like Netflix doesn't like appreciate movies and this and that. They started out because they loved movies. The whole fucking company was started from passion of movies with the rentals. So, whatever on that. Yes, I understand that there's certain things that, you know, they're going to have to work out, and they will. I honestly think, you know, it's going to be better for an industry. Yes, you know, just like anything, you know, there might be some job losses. That's what happens. That's normal now. Any acquisition, no matter what. They're not going to keep on the same people to do redundant jobs. It just doesn't work that way. But in order for these big giant corporations and big IPs and all that to be successful, they have to merge, not merge, but accusate. Well, however, they need to have the money to fund these things. Netflix has the money. That's why we didn't even get a Snyderverse when WBD Discovery didn't have the fucking money to make these type of movies. That's why Superman was made. It was made on the cheap. Old Gunny Boy came in there and said, I can do you a cheap one, buddy. Totally cheap. And he did. And that's what we got. And that's why it wasn't, you know, the big hit. It wasn't, I should say, because it was, you know, everyone could tell. Hey, man, where's Henry Cavill? This shit's goofy. I mean, what do you want? The public decides these things. All right. Nope. Netflix has DC. All right. It's almost like there's too much momentum to stop. It kind of feels like Zach films are aging like fine wine and they're about to dip into an untapped gold mine. Shocker. So true, dude. So fucking true. I know. I already said in the beginning, Mike, you're going to have no fucking idea what this is about. But trust me, it's cool. Yeah, that's right. Netflix basically owns AMC and Regal Theaters now. So this whole nonsense about not going into the theaters, you don't think they're going to put their big, you know, top shelf projects in these theaters? You don't think Justice League 2 and 3 aren't going to be in these theaters? You know what I have in my town? I have Regal, AMC, and what's the other big one? Alamo Draft House. Those are the big theater chains of my town. Well, 2 of them are covered. And I don't think, too, that they're going to say, hey, Alamo Draft House, we don't want, because it'd be fucking cool to see Justice League at the Draft House. But better yet, how about the IMAX? Where it deserves to be seen, and it will be seen. If I see it in the theaters, I'm going to fucking IMAX, man. I'm getting, getting that giant screen. No Netflix on do streaming. Meanwhile, Netflix has VRs at Sandbox locations, the National Mall, Netflix houses. Walk into a fucking Target or Walmart gas station, you'll see a Netflix logo. So true. Imagine their penetration now with the WB promotions team and the years of experience that they'll have behind them to use that. I missed Jamar's comment. What did Jamar say? Yeah, yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah, empty threats. A lot of this is this. Man, there's a lot of coping out there. They did not want this to happen just because it was about their own financial situations. So that's the way the ball bounces. Hey, man, my company consolidated my department when I was the fucking manager of the department, and wanted me to, hey, you can take a job up in where was it? Somewhere up in like Illinois. I'm like, and not even Chicago. I was like, no thanks. So that's the way the ball bounces, and you'll be okay. That's show business. Yes, sir. You'll be okay. Acquisitions. So anyway, okay. Here we go. This is a man who's on the streets and goes to these things. Alamo Drafthouse hosted Zack Snyder in person when I saw Rebel Moon Part 1 and 2. Rebel Moon Part 1 and Dawn of the Dead 20th anniversary screening in theaters. See, that's what I'm saying. This stuff, Netflix isn't gonna all of a sudden just like not work with these other. I think they've obviously, this is right here showing you they love working with specialty theaters like Drafthouse. Look at that. And he asked me to go with him too. I remember that. I couldn't make it. He was front row. What is this? I'm seeing Marvel fan pages saying DC fans won't experience an Endgame. Yeah, we already did. It was called Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it's better than Endgame in my book. You can sue me all you want, but I'm not saying I don't like Endgame, but I really love Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think it's the best superhero team-up movie made so far. That's my opinion. What's up, emancipating poet? It's also funny to me, people that got everything wrong are still talking. It's like, bro, sit down over there, grab a positive and shut the fuck up. Seriously. You can't talk your way out of reality, all right? Reality is a motherfucker sometimes. It's not what you want it to be, and the people on the wrong side of the fence on this, they're just going to have to... What'd you say, DC? Just type it in again, because was it your last comment? Let me see here. I got a lot of comments to go through. Okay, here we go. Why y'all think Disney and Marvel are releasing Endgame in theaters? Coincidence? I think not. Yeah, they're scared. They're like, oh, no. Don't. There's too much people talking about Snyderverse. We gotta... You are 100% correct. They're trying to, keep the whatever, eyes on them. Hey, don't forget us. We brought. And you know what, dude? I think Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. I think that's a bad call. I say you keep him as Iron Man. You don't bring him back as the villain because I maybe there's some dumb thing that they're trying to do to make it seem like it's a legit thing, but I don't like that. I thought that was like weird. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to see it, but nah, that's a weird move. I have a theory Disney and Gunn are pushing the narrative. Oh yeah. We already knew that he was a Trojan horse. This is a big fucking wrench in their plans, isn't it? Not a good type of wrench either. They were ready to do that crossover. Iron Man and Doctor Doom are kinfolk. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know my Doctor Doom shit. There you go. Yeah, they're in what they call disbelief. They can't believe this happened. They're just like, fuck, man, what the hell happened here? Alrighty. It's a metal business. Yeah, it's funny that they're all gonna be in disbelief. Like I said, their ecosystem is like, oh shit, what do we do now? Our days of shilling. We may have to actually make an honest living now. We can't just shill. All right, here we go. Integrity says it's almost as if Zack is back in Evo Direct. ZSJL2 starring Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill. ZSJL has relaunched the Snyderverse. This is the first big do-over in cinematic history. Welcome to reality. We got our first guest. Let me make sure when he's ready. Give me I believe he's ready. Let's bring him on because this is a big founder of the Cell movement. Let's bring on Apex Lux Leon to the show. Let me get it set up here. Leon, can you hear me?
Yo, 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 what's goody, bro?
We just over here talking that talk, dude. When you win, you get to have the winner circle, and that's what we're doing right now.
The winner share the pie, right?
Yeah, that's right. We get to make the narrative. No, Leon, great to see you. I'm glad you joined. First of all, thanks for showing up.
It, man.
Thanks for showing up. So I want the floor to be yours. If you got anything you want to say just to start off, I'll introduce you to my again, Leon is founding member of the ZSJL Cell movement. Him and Skywalker created the hashtags. They pretty much handle all the events, everything. Pretty much it's you guys. We just over here, just doing our part to help the cause. So from there, you are introduced. Bring it on, Leon. Say what you want to say.
Yeah, I mean, Skywalker was the brain and the mind who came up with the idea after like a week or so of conversation. He had this idea mulling on in his mind. And then when he debuted it, I had the gumption to add another hashtag so that there could be it could be impenetrable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, give me just a moment. I got a phone call.
Sure. Yeah, because what Leon is saying there is that we're going to be the other people. We're going to say, well, what about, release the air cut and all the other things. The Cell. So he came up with the Cell Snyderverse to Netflix. And just to cover everything that encompassed the Snyderverse. Because, man, these nerds, they'll just like, oh, no, but then you're not talking about, David Ayer's cut. No, this means still at all. Anything Snyderverse adjacent, which we know the original Ayer cut is totally Snyderverse adjacent. It's fucking what should have led right up to Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I honestly believe we're finally going to see it now. So again, all you Ayer cut guys, you should be thanking the Cell movement because now you're going to get your movie. You're finally going to be able to see it the way it was meant to be. That's right. So, the second hashtag, Cell Snyderverse to Netflix, was just made by Leon to cover all that ground, make sure, no, we're talking, not just JL, but the whole Snyderverse adjacent realm of the Snyderverse. Not the movies that came later, but honestly, going off track here a little, not too much, but I think you're going to see Black Adam show up under this new umbrella too. And I think that's going to be cool. Because I think I enjoyed the Black Adam movie. I didn't hate it. I ain't one of these guys, oh man, don't go see Black Adam. I saw it. I enjoyed it. And I was looking forward to the fight. Now they can do it. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has a good relationship with Netflix as well. So we're going to see some more of that stuff, I believe, as well. And Netflix, in Europe, doing that tease. See, the stuff has been in the background. No more Peacemaker. I mean, they weren't even going to make a season 2 regardless if this happened or not. They might have made that new show, but no, dude. Peacemaker he's cooked, as the kids say. So, and then back to what am I talking about? Black Adam. Yeah, Black Adam. So I think we're going to definitely see Black Adam come back into the fold because he was a big champion trying to bring back the Snyderverse. That's what he was trying to tell he James Gunn came into the picture and like kind of just fucking fucked everything up basically because he said he could do everything on the cheap. But you're not going to see like some of the Peacemaker quality was, especially the second season. I thought the effects were really fucking crappy. So you don't see that stuff on Netflix. Netflix usually has really good effects. Just go look at Stranger Things, Yeah, Netflix teased it. They teased it in Europe, I believe. You back, Leon? All right, here we go.
Yeah, my bad, bro. I'm still dealing with clients and doing some notations.
I understand.
But yeah, just long story short, Sky was the magnificent man who made the idea, and that cannot be understated. And then I came through and added the second hashtag so that it could basically be bulletproof, you know what I mean? And people could stop having all these crazy conversations all over the place about what should go where and what should be done, right?
Correct.
And after that, with my skill set and his skill set, we just came together and basically made sure that everything else surrounding these hashtags, this idea, became a movement and was able to basically drive. The momentum would be unstoppable. The messaging had to be flawless. The intent had to be flawless. The purpose had to be flawless. We had to be effective. I remember saying that word on a I think Shill's stream back before he got goofy. And if you know, I have Necron explain that later, but that word is an important word because people were always saying things out of emotion and out of a sense of fraudulent nostalgia, right? It was like,
yes,
we want to say these things and utilize these tags and talk about these people in these emotional, nostalgic ways. And it was just like, well, none of that shit is effective. Like, as much as we want to just do whatever we want, it's not effective because effectively at the time, Warner Brothers said, screw you guys. They hired a guy that does not have superhero films in general in the forefront of his mind of importance. It's just kind of like, I'm just going to put bullshit out there. And after that, they basically turned their backs on the entire fandom in various different ways.
Yes.
And so that's what prompted Sky to come up with the idea, me to help cultivate and make sure that everything, including Sky, did the same, make sure everything was impenetrable. This is what inspired us, them saying, F you guys. So we took our entire message and we aimed it towards Netflix, right? We're going to talk to Warner Brothers. We're going to talk to everybody via not talking to them. That's a thing. People don't realize that behavior exists. If you ignore something long enough and start actively giving all your time and efforts towards something that's effective and potentially going to do what you want, then everybody starts to pay attention like, oh shit, I actually missed them. They gave us a lot of money, engagement, and attention.
Yep.
What the hell? We need that, guys. That's what we did. We took away our engagement and our voice from every other studio and focused it on Netflix with the thought of, if another third party were to come in and get it, that's fine too. That's why we became eventually, I named it Zack Snyder Cell Movement.
Yes.
People kept trying to hijack and say, what about this one or what about that one? It was just like, well, we've always said it doesn't necessarily have to be Netflix. Netflix just was the perfect place because Zack Snyder's already there, and they
has a positive relationship with them. Yeah, correct. It makes sense. Yeah,
correct.
Hey, and do you remember too when you started this hashtag, you and Sky, that Gunn even had his interns put out restore messaging to counter it?
Absolutely.
So that just goes to show you what that restore hashtag was working for.
Well, for that one in particular, that hashtag, people think it's like a personal thing. It's like, it's not personal, man. We're just kind of like very decisive with our decision. We're just like, look, this is what it is. The thing about Restore was even recently there was a few prominent accounts. I know specifically two, and one that's kind of like not very prominent, but as far as being like a quote unquote fan, that account was like pretty noteworthy. And all three of those accounts use that Restore hashtag in a way to either incorporate Hamada, Saffron level DCEU crap with
Yes.
Zach stuff, and one of them went as far as to be, or actually two of them, Shill and the Popcorn Bucket Head, went as far as to actually say that they don't want they want the restoration of the Snyderverse, but not if it's at the cost of DC Guns DCU. So it was like we have these three accounts. At least two of them are very prominent in regards to having some sort of influence or past influence. They're using Restore, and they're saying things that sound insanely anti Zack Snyder. So the whole point of why we're such a stickler about, we say, screw other hashtags and focusing on the cell hashtags was because the messaging doesn't get mixed up. Like somebody was able to hijack those hashtags. I'll even give them grace and say that the hashtags were hijacked and utilized to propagate bullshit that was anti Zack Snyder and Zack Snyder fandom. So real quick, I put out a message via the ZSJ or the Netflix account, the official hub, basically breaking down, like, if you see this activity and that activity, you and any blogger or legacy media news account will automatically know that they are not Zack Snyder Cell Movement. Like, you don't even have to ask. If they're doing these things, then you automatically know. Basically, if you're not following the rules of engagement, you're automatically not a part of our group. So that just, it saved us the work of having to go around explaining ourselves. So, because we can't keep track of the fucking globe, right? So,
And that too becomes,
you
and that too becomes a whole distraction thing, is trying to get you guys in the business of constantly explaining yourself over and over and over and over.
Right.
We don't have time to be doing that. It almost becomes, it throws you guys off of what the accomplishments should be. And
correct.
But so no,
so
we're not playing that game. I had situations too where people wanted me to come on their channels and debate them. And I'm like, nah, our shit. What do I need to debate?
For what, bro?
Exactly. What do I need to debate? We already made our mission statement.
Yep.
If you don't want to if you're not down with it, you're not down with it. What do you want me to do about that? I'm not going to sit here and try to debate some moron. Look, bro, I hate to break it to some of you people. You're not on my level. I'm not coming on your dumb channel. Sorry. I got better things to do, okay? And I don't. Yeah, I would rather sit down on the crapper with a comic book and then be on your channel. Okay, that's what I'd rather do.
Hey, quite literally,
it's true.
Seriously. It's not even like an analogy. Like, I'd much rather be taking a dump.
Yes,
with a comic in my hand.
Than spending time with you, explaining to you, and your whole disingenuous argument against me. No, I know what you're up to. Get out of here with that crap.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, it was just interesting because, like, I just took it upon myself to say, like, all right, cool, this is impenetrable, and what we're doing makes absolute sense, but let me go ahead and add more details to what we're doing, right? And that way it alleviates the whole, like, if Tom, Dick, and Harry are over here using our hashtags and they're like cussing out James Gunn or cussing out Warner Brothers, or they're begging Warner Brothers to, you automatically know if they're doing that, they're not a part of us. Yeah. And that pissed people off, because then it was like, oh, we can't just do whatever we want with these hashtags. Well, why would that piss someone off unless you want these hashtags to be just as ruined as all the other ones?
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's all that was. Hey, bro, I got another phone call. I'll be on mute, but I'm listening.
Okay. I'm going to talk about rules of engagement. The rules of engagement, was a good thing because it gave you rules on how to use the hashtags. And really, what Leon just said, it was rules so you wouldn't ruin the hashtags. You be positive when you use them. Don't engage WB and don't engage James Gunn with them because we're not talking to them. We were talking to Netflix. We wanted Netflix to see all the engagement they could get by these hashtags. Just, a seed being planted is like what it was. And it worked out, I would say perfectly, because like, hell yeah. What's better than licensing them? Owning them. And now, Netflix owns DC. They own it. There's no more, And all this talk about antitrust and this and that. These companies get their way. Money talks, bullshit walks. Netflix had the bag to buy it. And they did. I honestly think Zaslav did not want to lose his TV part of it. His his Discovery and CNN and all that. I think, that's really more of his original wheelhouse anyway. So it worked out perfect for what we wanted on our end. All right, let's see what Integrity has to say. They looked at rules as restrictive and controlling. In reality, the goal was the united front to accomplish our goal. Some people get butthurt over everything. Correct. It wasn't like, we're trying to tell you what to do. And, did we ever even go after anyone who actually didn't follow the rules of engagement? It was just more like an eye roll, like, well, you know what? That's not effective. But anyway, carry on, but you're being ineffective. The only point was we wanted these to be effective, but it wasn't like a fucking a cop running around telling everyone, hey, you violated the rules of engagement, you're banned. This wasn't like that. But we know who the egregious people are regardless. So the rules of engagement are what got us here a lot faster as opposed to waiting for nearly a decade for anything to be accomplished. Correct. Yes, this is a worldwide deal. I know that other countries have to approve it and all that. And if they want Netflix and WB in their country, they better approve it. That's just basically how it's going to go. Why did it take nearly a decade to happen? Because who was the owner of WB? Was it Comcast? I forget. It forced them to say, hey, put this out, because WB didn't want to do it. They were forced by their ownership at the time to put it out. So release of Snyder Cut was a total success. Restore did not succeed. Hashtag sell both versions is a success. This is a success. Spit out, Necron. Success. We are AT&T. Thank you. I knew it was one of the big. AT&T forced their hand. They said, no, you're going to put this out. And of course, the narrative became, it wasn't the big hit that they thought it would be. It was a huge hit. It crashed the servers the day it was released. Even with WB and shenanigans trying to fucking derail it when it was launching, putting it out. What was that, cartoon or what? And they were just playing games. Toby, goodbye, good riddance. But we're not going to talk about those people. We're talking about now, because the future is bright for Snyderverse. Zax is, like I said, releasing pictures from the last month of DC stuff. Does that sound like someone who's moved on from his DC days? Every week on Instagram, posting a new unseen picture from his Snyderverse? No, it doesn't. It sounds like someone who knew something was going on. He couldn't wait to pull the trigger and get back into it. Okay, Leon left, so I'll be back talking. Yeah, I think this deal's done. I don't think there needs to be any hand forcing to be done. It's going to happen. Like I said earlier, Zach's not going to put his reputation on the line showing all this stuff just to be embarrassed and have it not happen. Zach's not going to like tweets about his Man of Steel selling more tickets than Superman L. without knowing that this is going to happen. This Zach's strategic. He knows what he's doing. Yes. Let me tell you something now. That was told to us when all this stuff was first coming out by the great Mikey Sutton. You remember when Mikey told us this, and we can say it now because it's happened. He said, when you see all the DC movies popping up, the whole DCEU popping up on Netflix, something's going on. And what happened? Do y'all remember that winter? All the DC movies popped up on Netflix. Every single one of them. Just about. I can't guarantee all of them, but the main players were. But the only one that didn't pop up was Zack Snyder's Justice League. There's a reason that probably was held off, because that was WB's exclusive. And he said, but once you see Zack Snyder's Justice League worldwide on Netflix, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. That it's going to happen. So, regardless, it's going to happen. And you're going to see all the other sequels and everything else with it, too. All right. Snyderverse 2.0 will be much cooler than Snyderverse 0.1. Zach has all the leverage now. You know, I think we all talked about that once before, saying, you know, what we're getting now is actually going to be better than what we probably would have originally gotten, because exactly what you're saying here. Zach has all the leverage now. He doesn't have to crumble to what the stupid ownership of, WB want to, worry about what Zach's going to do in the movie. Remember when they told Zach, well, if Superman's ship blows up, how's he going to get back to Krypton? And you're like, what? Do you... Hate to break it to you, but Krypton blew up a long time ago already, so there is no Krypton. So, yes, and it's going to show up maybe sooner than later. Mikey was great. Dude, Mikey, he had his ears in so many places you would be amazed. And he wasn't bullshitting, it was real, it was legit. I would just be like, damn, Mikey is connected. He had, man, he's happy. He wanted this so bad too. He absolutely, when Skywalker and Leon, came out with the hashtags and this ideal, Mikey was like ecstatic. He was like, wow, that's actually, that could happen. That's a great idea. And so he started always looking into trying to find out what was going on with this stuff, and he would get some information that was just amazing. And especially his stuff with knowing about the interns and things like that. Hilarious. Getting insight into certain Jimmy Pistols meetings and things. Mikey's fucking connected, dude. And goddamn, boy, were they threatened by the Cell movement. That's all you got to know. These guys knew who Skywalker was, who Leon was, who Austin was, who Mikey was, who I was. They watched. And you all can sit there and think, oh, you guys think, you're so important. It's not about being important. It's about the information we had. And the information that we had was they were super threatened by this Cell movement. Because you know why? They knew it could happen. And look where we're at. So we were right once again. We weren't pulling no one's leg. This shit was really happening. Think what you want. But I know. And now I believe it. I always believed it, but now it's even like, not even believe it, it's confirmed. This was the worst nightmare. All right, let's see what. Yeah, Mikey's still around. I actually feel like sometimes, I get little ideals in my head, and I go, that sounds like Sutton. He's up to something. He's poking in my brain somewhere. Yes, they did. They knew exactly who the cell movement was, and it was their most biggest threat. Necron, what's up, Frank? The reaction of old allies today alone is showing you that you were right about that. Yeah. I honestly, I haven't gone totally into watching anything or looking anything of the old allies, but I can only imagine. So you got to feel pretty fucking dumb if you like didn't stick with us. And this is, this is what happened. This is what fucking happened. Big boy business. Netflix ain't ready for big boy business. How stupid does that sound now? I hope that happens too. Zach kills it with Snyderverse stuff. And it's affordable. Don't get me wrong, all these other ones are fucking great, but I can't afford those, all the damn time. But, I can afford McFarlane. Yes, it's not on the quality of Beast Kingdom and all those other ones, but hey, it's good enough. What's going on, Chaos Goat? We're just celebrating the triumphant sold Snyderverse to Netflix day. It's happening. Integrity says, can anyone name any other universe that is supposedly dead for years? If it is so dead, why do they keep telling us? You don't waste ammo attacking something that is not a threat. 100%. Something that's already been neutralized, you're not going to keep wasting money in all your ammo bombing it. Why is it when Todd McFarlane releases anything Snyderverse, it's always hot, sells out? Why? Zaslav and them, they took a gamble on James Gunn and his thing. They wanted to go cheap. They didn't have the money to do Zack stuff. Let's be real. So they said, oh, well, we're going to sell this shit anyway. Let's see if we can make, try our own hand, roll the dice on this lower budget stuff, which ended up blowing up more than they ever expected to, spending more on it than they wanted to. And look where it got them. They rolled the dice on that crap and didn't work out. So they saved your money. Oh, and by the way, Phil's yeah, Phil's crashing. I mean, he's had a rough ride. But you know what? Bought it on himself. What can you say? We always would have had his back until he put the knife in the back of his whole base, basically. I know there's some hanging around, but you guys, you picked the wrong side. What can I say? I'm still here chilling. That's cool. We'll be back to some metal maybe late tonight. I might do a late night witching hour. But I had to do this today. And I was off today. I already had a scheduled day off, so this worked out perfect. It was fate. Fate, damn it. Faith, Alfred, faith. Even Batman had to have a little faith. And so did I had fate. I was like, I'm off today, and then this happens. I got to do a Pandora stream for the gang. Pandora only comes back when it's a special occasion, and this is the most special. What else we got? How are these weasels statues selling? Oh man! All right, Leon's back. Let's add him back in. Okay, Leon, you're back on the channel if you can hear me.
What up, bro?
All right. I was just telling them, I don't know if you heard me talking about when Mikey told us when we would see the whole Netflix getting the DCEU on their channel was a test run.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear the conversation you were having, but I do remember those days. Man, shout out to Mikey Sutton, man, and may he rest in peace.
Correct, dude.
Because that brother was a prophet.
He was.
So many things that he said that have come true, bro. Like even on this whole Netflix being or buying the Snyderverse and or Warner Brothers, like he said it, man. He said it. He even put a date on it, bro.
Right?
He said December.
He did.
Where are we now?
What month is this? December.
Crazy, bro.
Mike,
People think this shit is like overnight, man. Like, nah, this stuff happens years in advance, man. Conversations are had. And Mikey said that this stuff was never even thought about until Sky put the idea out there and we cultivated it.
yeah,
That's a fact.
that is 100% true. I put my whole reputation online for that. It is true. It wasn't even in their head.
It wasn't. People can say what they want, man.
Yeah.
We're here now. You know what I'm saying? Like we did what we did, you know?
It happened.
It happened.
Like I've been saying, reality's a motherfucker sometimes, you know?
Yeah,
It's like,
bro.
you can say what you want and you can believe what you want, but reality is the truth.
Yep.
This happened.
And it matters who started this shit, man. That shit matters.
Correct.
It cannot be understated and it can be undervalued. It fucking matters. There's an origin point to this. There is no, we all just did it at the same time like some sort of a hive mind. No.
No. Mm-mm.
This shit happened because Sky came up with a great idea. And if not for that great idea, none of us have anything to stand on. I don't have anything to, I have nothing to work with if that idea is trash.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Fucking brilliant idea that was not thought about by a bunch of suits. It was thought about by an organic fan who just wanted the fandom to heal. That was Sky's whole thing, bro. Like, he literally was having conversations with me because he knew how I felt, how himself felt, how the rest of the fandom felt.
I remember those. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
This wasn't born of like ego. To the point, I always use this example, like right after he put the idea out, and I like very quickly added a hashtag because I know how the fandom and just, you know, outsiders that are pretending to be fans, I know how they operate. They just want to put something in to dismantle.
Of course.
So after that, we go viral. The trades pick it up. It's crazy. The first thing I say is, we got to do a trending event, blah, 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 blah. He wouldn't even think about all that. He was just like, hey, it's out there, you know, whatever. Not that he wasn't thinking it, but he just wasn't acting on it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And after that, it was just like, we kind of have to, you know, be the greatest thing that we can possibly be for this fandom, even if it costs us people liking us, even if it costs us, like, even if it makes us out to be like the assholes of the fandom, the sticklers of the fandom, the principals, as a word, like, of the school, right? the asshole teacher, the asshole professor, the asshole drill sergeant. Even if we got to be those guys to the rest of the fandom, like, oh, it's those damn cell guys and their rules and their effectiveness and their never taking an L. Oh,
I mean, it's rough being our opposition. It's just a fact.
Yep.
You know, because we're getting all the W's over here.
Yep.
They're getting L's. But, you know, it kind of... Who wants L's on purpose? No one, right? There's probably a reason why they're taking these L's.
Right.
Yeah, you know,
right.
They got an agenda they got to get out there. That's, you know, why they're taking the L's.
And the interesting part is, whether fan or puppet, you know, because who knows with some of these people, it's like they were vehemently mocking us and against it. And then they turn around and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then they turn around
hard.
and laugh at James Gunn for, you know, when James Gunn first tried to mock the hashtags. They mock him, and I'm like, you same motherfuckers who are now mocking him, you were just like him at one point.
Yeah.
Facts. Hell, he took it lightly, actually. And I'm not even giving grace to James Gunn at all. But he was just, oh, these are wacky, and he said a bunch of little lies. Some of you
Yeah.
motherfuckers just outright called us names. You mocked Sky for dressing as Superman. You mocked my passion. You mocked all of our passion.
Dude,
At least James Gunn was just like corporate about it. You guys
he's
are
like,
just
oh,
assholes.
yeah. They were dicks. I mean, I remember anytime I would post anything like pro Zach, I would just have like a mountain of people just chiming in the comments, like ridiculing me, harsh. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Is it that
Crazy,
big of
right?
a deal? It made no sense, you know. But fucking Austin, it made no sense for it to be that harsh, but it was for whatever reason. Wow, this is weird. My viewership went from 91 to 19 in a snap of a finger. Isn't that weird, Leon?
91 to 19.
Yes, in a snap of a finger. I was like, whoa.
That is crazy.
Yo, so
That's crazy.
that's how this. We know how this thing's been going, right?
That's that Zack Snyder Soul movement effect, man. We piss off. We piss off a lot of people.
Yep.
They come and spy, then they get their info and they leave. It's funny.
Or are they? They just find ways to zap viewership. You know, like
You know, or that.
Yeah. Strange stuff. I was like,
Crazy.
wow, 91 to 19 in a snap. I was like, whoa, if I'm seeing that right. But
I
anyway,
watched that happen in real time with one of the last streams that I did about James Gunn when I did a dual stream with Sky. And for my tiny little channel, I was getting some good ass views, and they took 500 away.
500.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was clocking over 1,000 within 24 hours, and my channel's little as hell, so that's really good for my channel.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I was like, why is this half of my viewership? Like, I'm very confused at what's happening right now.
Yeah. Well, it's always been that way, an uphill battle. Doesn't matter though. We still won the war.
Exactly.
Keep doing your weird shit. You know, you can't stop what the streets want. As you know, it's what they want. What's up, Bishop? We won.
What up, Bishop?
We won. Wah. I just love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
I was all
absolutely
pissed off last night because of stupid Cowboys. You know.
Oh.
Whatever. You know. But I was like, God, and then this shit happened. Like, oh well, that's their problem.
Right.
This is, you know, this is this is amazing, dude. Like beyond our wildest dreams, right? Like how it went from just, you know, like let's get the IP over to like they own the bank.
Yeah, man.
The possibilities now of what can.
Bank.
Yeah, exactly. I bought the bank. Ooh. Yeah, that's that whole Snyder Bros thing.
What? Oh, I can't look at the comments.
J Mar says, at the good Austin, I will never understand CBM, social media, and film Twitter trying to paint Snyder fans in the same light as World War II German soldiers or war so petty of this side of the internet.
Oh yeah, that's that propaganda, bro. And that's another reason why they don't like us, because Zack Snyder's Soul movement was counter to all that. We literally got away from all that toxicity. That's not to say that like we snatched our own teeth away. No, if you came at us, you know, we came at you back. What we wasn't doing though, we were never, or I should say, we were very rarely utilizing the hashtags while showing teeth. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was always one of the main things. We didn't even like. I can be an asshole too on Twitter, but I never used the hashtags in those conversations.
Right. And it used to piss me off, not to cut you off, it used to piss me off when I see people who were like, you know, they know better, and they the homies that were kind of, I'm like, the fuck, man, like, can you not do that? And we'd have to go on stream and be like, hey, man, but that's the cost of trying to be effective. Like, you kind of have to play dad. And people used to be like, and you know what's funny? We used to police our own about the hashtag. We ain't police nobody else. If y'all want to do whatever, the rules of engagement are out there, thanks to Skywalker and myself, and me detailing out like exactly why in paragraphs, right? It's already out there. So if you're breaking the rules of engagement, then we know you're not ZSSM. But for
Yeah,
those that know better, it's like, hey man, cut that shit out. Like, stop it. You know what I mean?
yeah. You know, you're not being effective. You know.
Right.
Okay, Integrity says, I don't know how Necron feels, but as a fellow Mudhead, one thing I noticed is in the movie community, it's about a million times more toxic than music communities, for example. Nerds are crazy. And I will agree. Oh, now I'm back to 91 viewers. What the hell is going on? Anyway, it's weird.
Welcome
21
back.
to hey, where y'all go? I guess everybody had to take a piss break or something.
Right.
Nerds are crazy, bro. 100% integrity. I mean, I have very seldom any real negative interactions with metalheads, but in the nerd community stuff, it is toxic as hell. What do you think, Leon? Do you think the movie community is toxic as hell? But it's also, you know, a lot of trolls and bots trying to control
Movies
narratives.
as opposed to like music or something like that.
Yeah. Just, you know,
I don't necessarily know about music per se, but I would not be surprised if the movie side of the internet is more toxic than most, because I think a lot of people who engage with like, you know, movie culture that's kind of like, you know, a part of the whole nerd culture thing. It makes sense because, and I'm not trying to sound like an asshole, but in real life, like a true blue nerd, they don't really have a voice in real life too much. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a
if
good point, too.
if you
This is
look at
where they
the
can, yeah, go
no, I
ahead.
was going to say real quick, if you look at the stats socially about birth rates and men and women and all this other stuff and procreation or lack thereof and demographics, it stands to reason that a lot of these nerds, they just they ain't getting what, you know, certain people are getting in life. And I just mean all around, not just like quote unquote sexual. I just mean like contact with a human being on a consistent basis that is like, it's almost sad. And so when they get on the internet, they crash out because they have a voice now. They can put on a fake profile picture. They can put on a fake name, and they can be something that they're not. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? That's a 100% true, too. You are
Yep.
right. Because there's no consequence, really,
Right.
right? And, you know, you could say whatever you want to somebody on the internet. There's no consequence to it. Back in the
Yep.
day, you know, before the internet, you wanted to talk to someone like that, you took the chance of like getting knocked on your ass. That's,
Facts.
you know, it was
Facts.
fair. It's funny though. I don't know if you see. This is a little off subject, but I would love to. I want to have this conversation with Leon. I have seen sometimes when these nerds, younger ones, haven't realized that there is a difference between digital life and real life, and I seen them like try to buck up, and I'm like, oh
Shit.
no.
We even seen that in the Snyder fandom, bro. Like in some of these events where like these people have talked shit online, and then like they literally will see you in real life and be like, and you see the look on their face, and I'm like, oh shit, that's so and so. You know what I'm saying? Like they recognize Sky, because a lot of times people have rarely seen me like that. So
Yeah.
they'll recognize Sky, and then they'll be like, hold on, if that's Sky, is that possibly New Geeks? Oh shit. And then they have this deer in headlights look, like I'm about to knock him upside the head or whatever. And I'm just like, who is this bro? I'm like, oh, that's so and so. And I'm just like, have you talked shit? Like, why are you looking like that? You know what I'm saying? And then a couple of times I actually saw this is like way early on. I saw a dude, I ain't gonna say his name, but I actually called him out. Like I literally like raised my voice across the room, trying not to yell, but I was raising my voice across the room
Hmm.
like, hey. And I pointed at him, and he stopped and looked at me. I was like, yeah. And I started talking my shit. And I was like, and he was like, oh, and I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm here now. What's up? Basically. And he was like, kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, And that's not like, oh my God, I'm a badass. But it's like,
No,
look,
no.
man, I'm sorry. Like I don't live in this bubble world where I have to abide by rules where people tell me, oh, that's bullying. Listen, if you're online talking shit and you're running your mouth way too reckless, at
Mm-hmm.
some point you might get ran up on it by mistake. It happens. Like you never know. That's why I keep the same energy like right now that I keep in real life. Like it's the same shit, man. And those that have met me, like Austin's, like everybody knows Scott met me. Austin met me. Necron, you haven't met me yet, but you will.
But
You
I
will. It's
have
coming.
conversations with you offline a lot, and you're the
A
same
lot.
person. You're the same person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, Josh has met me in person. Floyd, you know what I'm saying? Bat Dan, um, A Pass. Like there are people that have literally met me in real life, shook my hand, gave me a hug, saw what I was capable of while talking to other people. Floyd Lawton was taken aback how me and Sky was like just running shit at the beach with these random hot ass women who were, whatever. It was just dope. And so I'm like, yeah, man, I'm everything that I say I am. I'm not a dude who boasts and it's not bragging. It's honesty. Bragging is when I don't know, man. There's a difference between a brag that makes sense and a brag that's just like, all right, you want to be seen. Like, no, bitch. Like, I am who I am. So if
Dude,
you're
if
talking
you
shit
wanted
you
to
see in
be,
real life, it's gonna be what it is. What were we gonna say?
if you wanted to be seen, you would just show your face, right? Like this, if this was about,
Facts.
if this was about like Leon wanting to be like, oh, let's make it about me. I want to be popular. I want to everybody know who I am. I would think Leon would show his face, like he would want everybody
Bro,
to see him.
even now, like with us winning, I'm not like all on camera, with a suit on and chilling or whatever. Nah, man, like I don't need this shit like that, man. I tell people all the time, like, I make a great living. My career is lucrative. Like, I'm good. I love my career. I dig what I do. I'm able to, on a whim, do what I want. So, it sometimes, thankfully, allots me time to do this. And, I thank God for that. So, I have no desire to be famous. I like being the guy behind the scenes. It was meant to happen the way it happened. Sky coming up with the idea and a person like me inadvertently being involved and able to cultivate with my skill set. I tell Sky all the time, like, I appreciate the fact that he exists and I exist in the same realm because I don't know how the hell this would happen with anybody else or if it would have.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think everything fell into place perfectly. Sky forming this the cool table.
Mm-hmm.
Then you and Sky cultivating the cell movement,
Mm-hmm.
and me and Austin just helping out, doing what you needed.
Oh yeah,
You
you
know.
you guys' help can't be understated either.
Well, I mean,
Austin being
if
uh
if if we want to go there, it was a faithful email of mine that kind of put us on the Zack Snyder radar. I could say, like back in the
bro,
day.
when you that's also that's why I call you the ace. If I can't come up with anything else, I'm just like he's the ace, man. Like because it's easy to come up with a moniker for the good Austin, like or a tagline. He's the producer of the Syndicate Network, man. Like he does it all. You can't find a
No,
better dude.
Austin's he does these visuals and the production, the drops on Sky's show. They're
Mm-hmm.
perfect. They're fucking
Yep.
perfect. Shout out to
Yep.
Austin, dude. He integral part of what goes on here.
Well, his work inspired me because like I know how to do some of the things that he can do, and so when I would see what he do, I'd be like, oh man, I'm getting some great ideas, blah blah blah. I remember we collaborated. The very first time we collaborated was on my first intro, and I don't think I didn't give him any details, and he came up with something that literally was what I wanted in my head. because I didn't have time to give him details. I was just like, I have to do what I got to do because I had the interview with Wozniak.
Mm.
And I was like, shit, I'm crunched for time. I just need something. And I said, can you give me something to this beat that I made? And he literally gave me, because what I was going to do was, all right, whatever he does, it's probably not going to be what I want, but I'll just go back later on and give him details so that he can give me what I want. The motherfucker made what I wanted. And I gave him no details.
Isn't that awesome?
It was insane. I was like, what the fuck? How does this happen?
This up here in this corner, the Lord Necron, that's Austin's work.
Oh yeah,
Austin made that from day one.
That's one of my favorite fucking.
And I love it.
That the fucking horns and everything, bro. That's
the horns and the bones. Oh, that fucking worked out great.
That's literally one of my favorite logos that he's done because it's fucking perfect. That's perfect, bro. I was like, man,
fucking awesome.
That's how you know, man. Dude knows his shit, man. Like there ain't another Austin out there. You dig? So that can't be understated. He is literally the producer of the Syndicate Network, and that means more than anybody will ever know. And you're the ace, man. You're like the guy who, when there's intangible shit out of nowhere, you're like, hey, cartoons and cereal. Hey, Zack Snyder's guy said this. I'm like, wait, what?
What are you talking about?
Like, you just literally said it's cool. Like, Zack basically said it's cool what we're doing. That
and everybody was like, wait, backtrack just 1 minute. What are you talking about?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit's crazy. Hey, how long are you going to be on for, bro?
Well, I just got another guest come in, Curly Ray, so I'm going to be on a while, I guess. I didn't want to go, like, if you need to go. If we're still on, come on back. I'm going to try to come back. All right, bro.
Hey, it was good talking to y'all, man. God bless. And, man, we won.
We won. Shout out to the Cell movement. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Leon. All right. So, another guy who's integral to the Cell movement, and I will introduce to my metal community. The Cell movement knows who he is, but is Curly Ray, a.k.a. Rebel Moon Theory. He keeps the Rebel Moon fire burning in the fandom. And if you don't know what Rebel Moon is, that's a shame on you, but that's Zack Snyder's big Netflix IP. So let's bring on Curly Ray. What's up, dude? How you doing? Well, I think you're on mute somewhere. I can't hear you. Still can't hear you.
Is this better?
Yeah, now I hear you.
All right, let's try this again. What's up?
Okay. What's going on?
Now the camera's blurry. All right, we got to do it again.
Yes, there you go.
What's up, y'all?
How you feeling today, Curly Ray?
Oh, I'm feeling wonderful. And we fucking won, y'all.
We won, dude.
We won.
They can't take this away from us. It's happening.
Nope.
They can come up with all these crazy scenarios that, Department of Justice, and they're going to call Trump and all this up. Look, dude, none of that. It can't happen.
They are so shook right now. I can tell Disney is because they're now all of a sudden saying, oh, we're going to release Avengers Endgame in theaters again. We're release
Go ahead.
A New Hope and all that stuff. I'm like, y'all can do that all y'all want to, but it ain't going to drive as much hype as the return to Snyderverse is. Because I can tell you right now, once that's announced, everybody is going to be focused attention on that. Now, I'm not directly saying this to say that Doomsday or Secret Wars is going to fail. Because, I mean, I'm going to go see those.
Of course. Yeah. We're movie fans. We love all that shit. Of course we're going to see all that stuff.
Absolutely. But they know that the Snyderverse coming back is going to really be like the next big thing that gets a lot of the attention. And they know it. Yeah. And this is, I definitely believe that all these bots are coming from that side and from James Gunn himself.
Yep.
Because all of his friends are there too, running that company as well. And it's really crazy right now. And even they're still trying to push this whole Rebel Moon is canceled thing when Netflix just replied to me that Army of the Dead is at Netflix house in Dallas.
Now, explain that to people who may not kind of understand what that means, Let's put that in super layman terms so that people will understand what that means.
So here's the thing. like when somebody says, "Oh, a franchise is dead," if it is if it is indefinitely dead as they claim to be, that means they can't market it, they can't produce any merchandise of it, they cannot market it at all. And they say, "Oh, this stuff, this and this is dead," when Rebel Moon is at the Netflix house. Rebel Moon, the Descent VR games at Netflix house. Army of the Dead is at Netflix house in Dallas because they just replied to me on Instagram. And the Rebel Moon game just got a new update and also won Netflix Game of the Year. And in less than 2 weeks, I want to say about 12 days from now, the issue 4 for Rebel Moon Nemesis is coming out, which is going to be the last issue for Rebel Moon Nemesis. So it will be ending its run from there. After that, we actually have an all-in-one edition of that coming out. So there's an all-in-one edition of the Nemesis comic coming out in the spring. And we also have, it's not made official yet, but we are getting a possibly what's going to happen. I would say we're going to get this probably, it could be later next year when we get this, or maybe in 2027 that they're going to release a PC and console version of Rebel Moon Bloodline. And then you have this Cali animated short that was being discussed, and I think that's going to be coming out too. I think there's definitely, I think when this purchase fully goes through, that we're going to be getting more and more Rebel Moon announcements. Maybe we'll probably get an announcement in the next few upcoming days because we know Zack Snyder just posted some Rebel Moon pics on his Instagram account. So it's really crazy. They are really trying to push this thing so hard because they seen that this whole thing is happening. Because I knew this was going to happen, that they're going to be like, "Oh, Netflix ain't going to restore. They're going to keep, going when most likely he's going to be departing." And I'm really thinking with what's been going on, I'm going to say, man, there's no doubt in my mind that they're going to announce the return of the Snyderverse either anytime soon, or it will definitely be next year, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, the official sale has to go through before I think they're going to announce any major announcements. Like, they announced their official talks, but if you're expecting like announcements that Snyderverse back on Netflix, like within a month or two, I don't know. I don't think so. I think I'm going to go with Sin, what he said, in spring of 2026 is when they'll do that.
Yeah, I really believe that's when they're going to, I really think that's when they're going to start really popping in, because here's the thing too, like I definitely know this is going on because we've been seeing the signs for these last few months, like with Kevin Smith saying it's already happened, with Zack Snyder retweeting our hashtags, or the hashtags, I should say.
Didn't you love how people try to downplay that?
Yep, they really did.
They really tried to downplay. Like all of a sudden, Zack Snyder retweets our hashtags,
and then everybody's confused.
What does this mean? What do you mean? What does it mean? He's telling you what to do.
Yep,
he's telling you what to do.
Yo, this is why.
Thanks to Floyd Watson. That was
Floyd Lawton. Yeah, man.
I mean, I always call him Watson. Yeah. Thanks to Deadshot. Posting that and having the hashtags. Yeah, they lost it, man. And Zach, he retweeted them. Well, maybe he didn't realize the hashtags were at the bottom. I go, what type of... You don't think Zack Snyder's team, before he puts out a major tweet like that, doesn't look for it, retweeting something that they, let's make sure, or he himself doesn't want to have at the bottom, maybe there's some horrible thing hashtagged or something that he doesn't want to retweet that. Stop being stupid on purpose. You knew he retweeted that.
I was actually thinking about this like a few days ago, because I remember Leon was touching on this, and this is honestly a fact. Like, if it weren't for us doing all these things, like getting all these answers and actually talking to Netflix, this fandom would have just been a ghost of itself. And I just want to give a shout out to both Sky and Leon for coming up with this idea, because let me tell you, this has been a very long journey to see a conclusion to the story. Like I've been on this journey like ever since like ZSL came out, and just seeing that we're about to finally be getting what we've been asking for years now, and the fact that we're about to get it is just it's very amazing. And
Mm-hmm.
if it weren't for them, bro, we would not be here right now. It would be DC would probably be owned by Disney right now, for all we know. So
Something
it
crazy
is
like
just-
that, yeah.
yeah, it's really crazy, and we definitely know that the other side really wanted this Marvel and DC crossover to happen. But after Netflix has bought them out, probably not going to happen.
Netflix won't need that. Yeah.
Yep, they don't need it.
They don't need it.
There's a lot that's going to come out of this, not just with Rebel Moon and DC. There's going to be so much coming out of this with like games, shows, movies, and like books and everything. Like this,
Just the whole
is gonna
story,
be-
yeah.
Yep, it's going to be the big game changer, and I really think Netflix is really going to like revive like traditional like good Hollywood, if you know what I mean.
Exactly what I was saying at the beginning. All this stuff about them ruining Hollywood and this, that's all cap, dude. It's not. They're scared because their ecosystems are threatened. Netflix, I think, honestly, it's going to improve everything. I agree with you 100%. They're going to make it like what it used to be like.
Yep, and that's the thing with the theatrical experience that they're doing, because we're put in a point now. I don't know if it was like this back then, but we're put in the point to where that now people can literally go to movie theaters, and I know this because I watch anime and I also watch TV shows. Like there's certain episodes of anime arcs that get released in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball Daimaa's first 3 dubbed episodes got released in theaters. The Stranger Things finale is coming to theaters. Like pretty much all of these things, it could be any show or TV related thing that could be getting these theatrical releases now. And I think this is how a lot of people are going to start tuning into these theatrical experiences now, because now, like with what's going on with Stranger Things, they literally sold out tickets for the series finale, and it is really changing up to the game. Like Netflix is really changing this game up, because you look at the other side, they're just putting out crap. Like there's just garbage content, and
The biggest movies also came from WB.
exactly.
It's
And-
like the two big muscles are teaming up. That's what they're mad about.
exactly, and like even ZSL 2 and 3 is going to be in theaters. The Battlefield movie is going to be in theaters.
All that's going to be in
And
theaters.
they're going to release them on physical media. All of
Yeah. All this nonsense. Look, if there's money to be made, it's going to be made. So, yes, they know they'll make money off of physical media because they know fans like us, and there's a lot of us, are going to buy them. They're going to put it out in the theaters so they know, even if it comes out on Netflix, we're still going to go see it in the theaters. Regardless, we want to see it on the big
Exactly.
screen too, because these are movies worthy of the. Look, what was that one? I mean, I'm not an anime guy, but K-pop Demon Hunters. What?
Yes.
Top #1 movie.
Yep, I saw that in
Limited
in
release.
Malco theater. They released that in a Malco theater, and when I went and saw it in there were so many people in that theater. Like there are kids, there are other people. Like it was so crazy. And I even went and saw the Chainsaw Man movie, which that's not a Netflix movie, but it's an anime movie. People saw that. Like, and we're even at a point to where now anime movies are literally dominating Hollywood.
And
Because
Netflix
that's just big
is
crap.
seeing this, obviously, because they're reaping the benefits, and they're like, wow, we could really expand our horizons with theatrical releases of these IPs, these anime IPs. While these other companies, they didn't do it. They didn't get #1, in the theaters those weekends. Netflix did. Limited releases too. To me, yeah, they're scared. It's not
Yep.
facts. They're scared, because the two biggest muscles running right now in streaming and in theaters are under one umbrella.
On stream, I want to show you guys something, and this actually happened. So let me show you guys something real quick, without dropping this, of course. But I got a cat.
Let me get you. I'm gonna put you solo so we can see it.
Look at the camera. Look at the camera. I got a tabby cat. Hey. Hello. Hey.
Cats are always good for appearances.
And let me tell y'all how I got this cat. It showed up to my door. It is a stray cat, showed up to my door, as friendly as it is right now. And you know what I decided to name it? Sam, after the character from Rebel Moon. Just because it's a she, and she came up to me.
Yeah.
Started loving on me. Like, checking up on me. And I was like, yo, I think I would name it Sam. It took me a few days to like think of a name. I was like, I should name her Sam, because she literally came up to me just like she did the Jimmy in Rebel Moon, and I'm the Jimmy of the Soul Movement. So
you are the Jimmy of the Soul Movement. That is a fact. How many more days till was it the 2-year anniversary coming up?
We are about, I want to say, I think 17 days. I think we're 2 weeks from Monday.
Okay.
And so I like with Netflix buying WB right now, like this is going to be a huge benefit for Rebel Moon, because I discussed this with Batman's thoughts. There's game studios that WB owns that can literally do a Rebel Moon game. The studio that did Hogwarts Legacy could do one. I could see Rocksteady maybe doing a single player Rebel Moon game, kind of like, not exactly like it, but kind of like Jedi Fallen Order. And there is just so much that can come out of that. And this really shows that they're going to expand Rebel Moon big time when this buyout comes. I think there's more Rebel Moon going to be greenlit. Netflix has even talked about partnering up with another studio to maybe do this game, which I think is going to be a Stranger Things game, which could be revealed at the Game Awards. I think that's when they're going to reveal it. And something else, too, I wanted to mention.
Imagine how big that'd be. Jeez.
Oh, man. It's going to be big, because here's the thing, too, that I've been thinking about as well. So we have Netflix that has been releasing games on their platform, or the mobile version, because they got Red Dead Redemption on there right now. And my theory is that probably in the next 2 to 3 years, I would say 2 or 2.5, that they're going to probably have their own version of Game Pass where you can download games. Because here's the thing. This next Xbox is about to be like, I believe it's about to be like the new Steam console that just came out. That's literally a integrated gaming PC. It's literally just a gaming PC, but it's just small. You just hook it up to your TV and all that. That's what the next Xbox is going to be. And I think what they're waiting on is, I think when all of this gets released, Netflix is going to have their own version of Game Pass, which you can get on the Steam console and the Steam on the new Xbox. And with that, they could release that new Netflix game that could be a Stranger Things game, and in addition to that, they can have the Rebel Moon Bloodline PC and console version as one of their release titles for their little version of Game Pass. Like, they could really implement that, and they could put like the Arkham games on there. They can put all the WB games. Like, there is going to be a lot that they're going to do with that. There's definitely no doubt in my mind that they're going to announce their own version of Game Pass. Could be announced this year, maybe, but I'm not like highly too sure. But I think it's definitely going to be coming. And this is going to change the game. Like, this is definitely
no pun intended, but yes, it is going to change the game.
Yep, 100%. And I can tell Hollywood is so mad. You can tell they're really mad right now. You can tell they're really angry about this, like trying to say, "Oh, Paramount's going to come in with a counter bid to counter this."
Hostile
Like,
takeover
yeah,
now, and
they
this and
can't
that.
do that. Netflix just purchased it. They literally, their stock is down at $100. They paid over $80 million to buy 80 billion. Or was it 80 billion?
Billion.
80 billion, yeah.
With a B. Fucking
Yep.
80 billion.
They bought that. They paid that much to buy WBD, and now they're literally getting into theatrical. And I agree with you, Sin Havoc. PlayStation. I don't know about Xbox, but I think PlayStation is screwed. And Nintendo, I think, will continue. Nintendo is going to continue, obviously, because their consoles have definitely been selling a lot. Like the Switch is like one of the most sold consoles of all time, and it's just, man. I'm just thinking about, like this has been a very long journey to get this thing happen. Like we put in so much work to make this happen,
Dude.
And
lots of work. Lots of let's give it, like you and Skywalker going to events for us, live streaming, going across the country, literally. Sky went from LA to New York City for a Rebel Moon party premiere. Went live at Los Angeles multiple times. Who else really put you on the streets live at the moment at these events to see what was going on? Went to Full Circle, where we got the first. Now we know why Zach couldn't say Netflix, right?
yeah, he couldn't because that's the thing.
He was probably under a contract.
Yeah, he was probably under that contract. But now, like, ever since he retweeted those hashtags, I knew that we were on the right path and that we knew that this was probably going to happen. Because Ray Porter...
Later, Integrity.
Yeah, shout out to Integrity, man.
Yeah, Integrity always kept the faith. He never...
For real. He never wavered the flag.
Yep.
And, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, we had Ray Porter tweet them. We had, Joe Mangaletto repost them. We had, Zack Snyder himself retweet them, and all these people. And I was thinking about this too. Like, I think we're going to start seeing Gal Gadot tweet them, Ben Affleck, all of them. They're going to tweet them out all the way through. And Wayne T. Card. Shout out to J.
Wayne T. Cyborg.
He's been supporting them too. I even think Brett Culver's been posting them too.
I think he did.
Yeah, I think he did too. And also the Happy Birthday Rebel Moon stuff too. And I can say for one thing that this definitely is something. I think this is something very special. I think this is something that is. Yeah, I can tell that there's going to be a lot of great things coming out of this buyout. I think we're no longer going to be getting a bunch of bull crap. And one thing's for sure. Guess what Netflix now owns? Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh shit! I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, that's crazy. They literally own Rotten Tomatoes right now, and they're
gonna get their revenge on Rotten Tomatoes with all their crappy treatment of them.
And something else too. We recently heard that they got their data analysis of HBO Max and all their numbers. They're gonna show those numbers that ZSL made 100%. Honestly, if they don't, that's fine. They can re-release on Netflix, and they can do bigger than it did on HBO Max. 100%.
Dude, that's the plan, right? They're going to put this on Netflix because there's still a lot of people who don't even know this movie exists. They're just this is the way it is,
Yeah.
HBO Max isn't a Netflix popularity, lack of a better word. It just doesn't have the reach Netflix has. So when this goes on to Netflix, which it's going to, guaranteed, the awareness of Zack Snyder's Justice League is going to skyrocket beyond what anyone ever. This whole suppression of trying to keep it suppressed, it's going to be done. It's going to go out into the zeitgeist, and then it's going to be more popular than it ever was even 10 plus years ago when we were trying to get all this done. It's really going to, and so the demand, what I'm getting at is the demand for the sequels are going to be astronomical.
Yeah, exactly, man. And here's
The
the
whole,
thing too,
the whole
like,
awareness of it is just going to, wow. People are like, how did I not know this was around, you know? But yeah, that's
yep,
what's going
there's like, yo, I go to like, there's like some people I ask at work, like what they thought about certain things, and they were asking me. I was telling them that Ben Affleck's Batman is my favorite one. He's like, really? I was like, yeah. Have you seen Batman vs Superman and Zack Snyder's Justice League? He was like, no. I was like, they never even seen it, and
unreal. Wow.
they're really trying to like hide this movie's existence and try to make it seem like that nobody cares about this stuff. It's the same thing with how they're trying to hide Rebel Moon, because you
Yep.
even, and I want to discuss this too, because I'm definitely going to go ham on the 22nd. And usually I try to stay neutral, but I'm not gonna like go like super track, because I'm always gonna stay neutral to what I'm doing with my platform, what I'm doing for the training events. But there is definitely a push, even by like real Snyder fans, that are trying to like ignore Rebel Moon and try to like ignore its existence and ignore the fact that how it's still succeeding, and they try to continue pointing out that Netflix has canceled their projects. Like, oh, they'll respond to something that, oh, Netflix canceled this and that, but whenever somebody tells them that they hadn't, they don't respond to it at all. They make no type of comment. They may like certain comments, but they don't reply to them at all. And it is absolutely crazy. And it is just, it's completely ridiculous. And I will say that's going to come to an end when Netflix, once its purchase fully goes through, because we got, they're definitely going to greenlit more Rebel Moon. And this is what my theory is, and I talked about this. I think they're going to open up into doing a Rebel Moon like animated series that's going to like lead into Rebel Moon 3. And even release
That
a
sounds
Rebel
like
Moon AAA game. That
sounds like a logical plan. Yeah.
I think that sounds more logical than to just sit there and do nothing and then we wait for Rebel Moon 3. I think they're going to greenlit more. It's going to be the Cali animated short, and then what I think would be awesome, bro, if we got a Rebel Moon series that is like the same style as Twilight of the Gods, which something else too. I heard that they were even mentioned about maybe doing something with the studio that did Happy Feet and Legend of Guardians Isles of Gahul, because I think they work or they do something with Netflix now, so that could be something cool. And it is just, I bet you that's, like I said, the reason why they're staying silent on this stuff is because they've been waiting for this deal to go through, and they know it's crazy.
A lot of people are saying, "Oh, Netflix fired Zack Snyder because all his projects failed." That's total bullshit. When this whole acquisition thing started getting rolling, is literally when Zack's stuff was coming out on Netflix.
Yep.
So, like, I don't know if you saw the beginning of the stream, but my theory is Netflix told Zack, "Hey, we're probably going to acquire WB. Do you want to continue working on these projects or hold off and bring back DC?" Because budgets and all these things have to be allocated. And if Zack is lack of a better word, balls deep into Rebel Moon, Twilight of Gods, Army of Dead type projects, how's he going to be able to work on DC projects? So everything was placated on the sell. Now that it's happening, you're going to start hearing everything. What's going to happen, what the plans are. But I honestly, Rebel Moon. Curly Ray, how big of a hit was Rebel Moon?
Well, the PG-13 cuts made very impressive viewership numbers, just like the book tells you. And I think it was the storyboards book, because I don't own that book. I need to get that book though if I can, because I know W. Muir has it. Shout out to W. Muir too, because he's always been rocking out with us and really huge into Yu-Gi-Oh as well. But there was the books will tell you that they were impressive. The books soon tell you that Zack Snyder is a fan of the PG-13 versions, and then the Rebel Moon game was very successful. Even Netflix retweeted that that the game was in the top 84 RPGs on the Apple Store, and it had over 10,000 players on Android, which is it's actually over that now. It's like over 50,000 players. And they were happy with that. And then the game wins Netflix Game of the Year, the Gaming on Phone Awards. And then...
Doesn't sound like a dead franchise to me.
Yeah, it doesn't sound dead at all. What's up, Bad Dan? How are you
doing? Good old
Bad
Dan. What's up, Dan?
He's definitely been someone that's been rocking out with us, too. Never wavered at all.
Nope.
And what else? The comics have been doing well. The Blood Axe comic, which... That comic was so badass. Like
it was good.
My favorite, I really like Kazudumakisha in that comic. Like, I think it was his grandfather. Like, that was such badass. The Nemesis comic is incredible. It is really, really good.
I have the issues Nemesis, but I have not read them because I want to just get them all and then sit down and just knock it out.
Oh man, dude, I think you're missing out, bro.
No, I'm gonna be there. I'm tired of having to wait for shit. I just want to read it all at once.
I read them like immediately when they come out on Amazon, and then usually when right before the next issue comes out, I read the other one just to learn a lot more. And
this is just like half the stack of comics I gotta go through. So
there's some I
got a lot of shit.
Yeah, there's a lot I gotta go through too, but my main focused ones right now have been the Rebel Moon ones.
That's not surprising since you are Rebel Moon theory.
The Rebel Moon novels were like the top #1 selling book on Amazon, and which those are definitely a must read. I actually listened to them on Audible because I think it was better for me to listen through that. And there's so much in there that I think everyone should check out. The Central podcast did well and even won awards too. There's all of these things that have been coming out with Rebel Moon have been very, very successful. And there is definitely, it's like I said, there is definitely a silence for Zack Snyder's projects, even from real Snyder fans, because there is, it's been like this ever since, because most of these guys didn't even cover or break down Rebel Moon when it was coming out. They only put out their reviews, and then most of them were like, it was whatever. And then one of them tried to react to someone else hating on it, just really freaking weird. But it is that, to my belief, they're really trying to I can tell that some of these guys might be plants because they're really trying to silence the fact that these franchises that Zack Snyder been doing at Netflix have been very successful. I was even told that Rebel Moon: The Descent, because I went to go to a Sandbox VR in Indianapolis, and the person working there, when she was getting this set up and all that, she told me that Rebel Moon: The Descent was one of their top games at Sandbox VR. And it's just everyone's rocking out with this stuff. It's absolutely phenomenal, and they want to continue pushing this stuff. The Rebel Moon game has been getting updates. We had a whole Dark Hunters update. I had 2 new missions with the Hawkshaws and these badass skins, which the dark, the one where Jimmy's black and he's got the red eyes and all. That's my favorite skin in the game.
That probably sounds like it looks awesome. I have to see that.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And I'm something else too, because there could be more Rebel Moon talks going on right now, more than I say, because not only because this was actually on the trending day during the anniversary of Rebel Moon Part 2 back in April. I made a post about Ryan Colt Levy, who voices Denji from Chainsaw Man, maybe voicing a character in a Rebel Moon animated project. And he reached out to me and said, thank you so much, in the comments. And I, you cannot do that if they are for sure, this is what, if there's something going on behind the scenes. If he would have done that, he might have gotten in trouble. But this, I feel like there's more that's going to be coming out. I feel like there's going to be more than just what.
Yeah, the acquisition was just, had to be done. Obviously, the acquisition had to be done.
Because
now the floodgates will open.
Because Kevin Conroy was in Devil May Cry, in the Devil May Cry series on Netflix that just came out. And he did those lines must have done those lines back in like 2022 before he died.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like
Obviously, yeah.
like this, they've been going. Just they've been like they've been in development. They've been in the process of this whole thing for a very very long time. Ever since Skystar, this has been in the works, and it's literally finally coming to fruition now. And that, seeing this has given me like more faith for DC and what the future is going to hold for it, because like the fact that they now own DC, and also that we're also whenever, because here's the thing too, they also own Cartoon Network and Adult Swim now, and
Yes.
I'm gonna be definitely be streaming Rick and Morty on there, because I watch that show a lot.
Rick and Morty. Yeah, that's good stuff.
I've seen every episode. Not from when it first came out, but I've been watching like every single episode that's aired, like even Pickle Rick. That's my favorite episode. I Pickle Rick. But yeah,
I love it.
And obviously Toonami, even though it's just an anime block, I used to like watch that too, because I watched Dragon Ball Super on there. But there's definitely a lot that's going to come out of this, I feel like.
Can you imagine just all the content we're going to get? Because they finally have an ownership that can put the money into making this stuff.
Yeah,
that was one of the problems with WBD. They just didn't have the money to give us what we really wanted.
Yeah, and even like for like animated stuff, because they're releasing this. I saw they released this trailer.
Oh, the last. Can I just interrupt you real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
The last round of DC animated movies, was terrible. The animation, the stories were all I liked, but the animation was cheap. I don't know if you agree.
Which ones are you talking about?
Like after the apocalypse, Battle of Apocalypse, the reset, and they started the whole new universe, the Tomorrowverse. Thank you.
I don't think I've watched that. No.
Yeah, the downgrade on animation is bad.
And they want to conclude the Snyderverse in animation. That is such a fucking lie, bro. Like,
yeah, Zack ain't gonna let them do that, especially with that animation. Hell no.
Yeah, and like, I hadn't even seen the animated Watchmen thing. I've read
that's actually not bad. They must have went to a different house.
What do you think? Because I hadn't seen this yet. I've read Batman: The Long Halloween, but I hadn't seen like the animated adaptations. Because like, I think I did watch a little bit of it one night. I just didn't like watch it, and I was like, I kind of just want to read the comic instead, because I felt like it's just better than that. But what? Because it's not only that looked really cheap, like that new Cat in the Hat movie that they have coming out. I think that movie looks a little bit more cheap. That looked a bit cheap too. This really low quality, and even Superman looked low quality. Like, just it is just that with Netflix now on them, they got better quality content that they can release. And
oh yeah.
And they said that they couldn't afford DC. Well, guess what? They own them now. So
they bought the bank. Come on, those whole things got to go.
Yep.
Hold on, dude. Let me do something real quick. Take over for a minute.
All right, I'll take over. So, yeah, after seeing this, I feel very, very comfortable about the future of DC. And also, what comes to the future for WB, because they've been shambling for years to come, like for many years now. Ever since they try to screw over Zack Snyder. Ever since then, they've literally been plummeting to the ground, flop after flop after flop after flop. Shout out to Count Dooku, but. I've really there come to a point to where I just don't care about this company anymore. And when ZSJL came out, like that was when I was that, because that movie got me back into DC. Because before then, I was mostly into the MCU. Like, I mean, I did see Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman. I really liked those movies, but I was really general audience. until when that movie came out, when ZSL came out, and just I was like, yo, this is what DC needs to do. This is what DC needs to be. And then hearing that they weren't going to continue with it, I thought was completely ridiculous. And I was like, yo, they need to continue with this, or they're going to have no future or no investment. And it just really made me quit because or at least quit on the company because I just lost faith in them. I lost faith of after what they did to Henry Cavill, but now that Netflix owns them, which is a company that I definitely feel comfortable of having this company, and definitely a company that has a great relationship with Zack Snyder. They are, I really have a great feeling about this, and I even think this is going to have a great feeling for the future of cinema too. And I feel comfortable about it. I think there's going to be a lot of great things coming out of this. And I think Sam, my cat, knows. She's told me too that she's very excited for this as well. And let me tell y'all, like, this community this is honestly, I think, one of the best communities I've ever been a part of. Like, definitely, I think it's one of the best communities out there because we've been able to get together and, do all these wonderful things by, engaging with Netflix. And along with that, we've made a lot of great friends and, we've made a lot of growth. I've even made a lot of growth too. And what I mean by growth, it's like, there's a lot I've learned from you guys, personally, like, with life and, dealing with certain people. And it is just, this movement means a lot to me. Everyone in here everyone that rocked out with us and never wavered, everyone that really has truly rocked out with everything that we've been doing, they've meant a lot to me. And, I'm just really pleased to be here today, celebrating with you guys that we literally won. Like, I woke up to seeing this. I think DC all the way DM'd me. He was telling me about Netflix, but I was like, huh? So I look back and I see Netflix literally, the Netflix Twitter account literally saying, "Hey, we're acquiring Warner Bros." I'm like, oh my goodness, this is literally happening today. And I can't wait, man. Like, I can't wait to see what's definitely going to be coming. I can't wait for the news, and I also can't wait for the 22nd because, I think with this happening, I think it's very important for us to be there on 12/22 for Rebel Moon because, like, Rebel Moon is so important to me. And I'm not saying this to say that I'm like backed up by anybody because I'm not. Like, I am literally just a organic fan that is, that is seeked out by these people by passion. And, I'm just really, I think it's, not only that, just I really care about this universe. I also care about the fans that love it. And I also even care about the people that I've like met at conventions that have, really loved it too. And, something else too, man, I really hope Netflix, when this thing buys out, I'm really hoping that, I hope this may bring into more encouragement for trying to put an end to this whole trying to silence Rebel Moon and all this stuff, because this franchise definitely needs to be talked about a lot more than, all these people trying to push these narratives. But now that Netflix owns WB, it's most likely that, they're probably, these people have no control of trying to push these narratives. But I mean, I'm not saying that it is going away, because most likely it won't, because Disney will probably pay these people to do it again, because that's where all this bullcrap's been coming from. But I'm very grateful to be here, with you guys, and I'm really amazed too to like see that this is actually happening, because I mean I wasn't there when the Snyder Cut got announced, because I mean like I said, I remember it being announced, but I wasn't part of the movement or nothing to like kind of witness the victory that we got from there. But just seeing that this thing is really happening is just it's incredible. Like I feel very grateful being here. You know, it's awesome, and um, I can't wait. And if you guys didn't play Rumble and Bloodline, y'all need to. It's a really great game. We got the winter update, which I finally completed both the two battle passes because there's like a few tiers I had to get. It had like 12 or 14 tiers on both battle passes, but I was able to complete all the daily challenges and I got all the battle passes now. So I got them all, but it is, there's gonna be a lot that's gonna be coming out of this, and I can't wait.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, man.
Oh,
Jeez.
you're all good, man.
Yeah.
I had a great talk.
Okay, good. I thought it was someone else at the door, and I got stuck with these dang salespeople, and I was like, I gotta go. Leave me alone. But anyway, thanks for holding it down, Curly Ray. I was trying to keep this around 2 hours anyway, so we are there. Now, do you have any last comments or anything you want to say before we head on out of here?
Yeah, man. ZSL Tune 3 is inedible.
It really is. At this point, Zach is not posting all this stuff just to be nostalgic.
Yep, he's posting it for a reason. This released like 2019, and like I said again, like I said before, I'm grateful to be here with you guys, and I'm very happy I got to meet y'all, and seeing that we literally won it's amazing.
It really is, because it was the best option, the most realistic option, but at the same time, it was a hell of a long shot too. So many things working against it not happening.
They were trying to push the whole Paramount Universal thing. Like, if that, they wouldn't be able to do that because Netflix paid $86 billion to purchase WBD. Paramount didn't, or Comcast didn't even have the money for that.
They don't. It came down who had the bag, right?
Yeah.
Who had the bag? It was Netflix who had the bag. And I'm sorry, in the end, isn't that how it works in America? I mean, whoever pays the most, they get what they want. Netflix had the most. They paid. They got it. What do you want, man?
Yep.
You can sit here and cry, oh, this is antitrust. Oh, this, that's the Ellison's just mad they lost. It's all sour grapes in the end.
Yep.
They wanted it.
Once I saw that, I was like, they done it. And honestly, I wasn't even expecting this news to come out like today. Like, I was like, this is actually happening. Holy shit. But yeah, man, thank you for having me on, bro. I'm very
thanks for coming on.
I'm very glad to, definitely be here, with you guys, and I will definitely be checking out Skystream tonight because I know.
Yeah, that's why I want to bring that up. If you guys, obviously, if you want to see more and get way more insight into this, follow Skywalker. Is it Skywalker the Jedi still, or Skywalker Entertainment? I know
it's Skywalker Entertainment. Yeah,
Skywalker Entertainment now. He's probably working. That's why he's not here. But he will be there tonight doing his thing. And it's going to be a fantastic stream. So check it out, man. And all my metalhead friends, this is probably like, what the heck? But I had to do it because there's another side of me. I'm not just, a metalhead. I love my fucking comics and geek stuff. And Snyderverse is my favorite interpretation of the DC and film. After Nolan, then after, Christopher Reeves, but whatever. Definitely not James Gunn. So we had to sell this, and sell was the way it worked.
Yep.
Shout out to the Cool Table. The rest of Cool Table sold out to the whole syndicate network. Circle Pit. So anyway, thanks, Curly, for showing up. I appreciate it. Thanks, Leon, for showing up. Thanks, everyone who listened. Had a good time. Keep supporting the sell movement, or as we should, maybe we're the sold movement now. We sold it, but we
Yep.
didn't. But we never sold out. Oh,
We're the sold boys.
yeah, but we never sold out like certain other shills. All right, we'll
Yep.
talk to you later. Let me get one thing ready. We got to do an outro now. Curly's out of here. Where'd it go? There we go. Like I said when I started the stream, this intro outro, it's fire. Let's check it out. Laters.